to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain your week. Got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in the question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we're gonna hit you with them stone cold facts. And allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to Masters of the Nerdiverse presents Matinee Double Feature. This is the MOTN Matinee, where we go to the movies with you. We both choose two films that complement each other that we've watched recently on our fun new sponsor, Arrow Video. Thank you, Arrow Video.
Thank you, Arrow Video.
Thank you, Arrow Video. So what we've done here at Masters of the Nerdiverse, our Imagineers decided that we're going to pick two movies that pseudo complement each other, right?
I think Imagineers is trademarked, but yes.
I will fight them forever. I was an Imagineer once.
You will lose on that one. The mouse always wins.
It'll be like 300. It'll just be me versus the legions, Doug.
Except it's just going to be you, and then someone's just going to throw a rock on top of you and just call it done.
As long as I can prove the mouse can bleed, then I will die a happy man, Doug.
Good fucking luck.
He has vibranium skin.
I mean, we figured that out this week with Giancarlo.
Yeah, man. I fought the law and the law lost, Doug.
Yeah, because likening yourself to a horrible ethnic cleansing is not how you make things good.
Speaking of things that need to be clean, I'm, of course, the cleanest of all, Mike G.
That's debatable, but I'm cleaner. I'm Austin.
You see the rivalry, this Kin Ryu thing we got going on?
Please, bitch. I'm Sabat.
Who's Sabat? Exactly. So we're going to be reviewing two films that we found on Arrow Video streaming service, which is absolutely awesome. I've been glued to that thing since I've had access to it, since it's come out. And we're going to talk about two movies that are deliciously evil. So I'm really fun. This is going to be a really fun one. So Austin, why don't you get us started opening up?
Well, admittedly, I have been watching a few old Gamera shows, and honestly, fantastic. Gamera is like the off-brand kaiju for some people, but it's actually pretty fun and campy. I love it. But this week, I watched a parody movie. What was the parody movie? Oh, it's in the 70s. They did that in the 70s? Yes, they did.
That's all they did.
So this was Attack of Tomatoes.
Attack
what does it make it fun?
I'd
ask. Well, it opens with the deal of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Now, everybody laughed at him. And then they gave some kind of report where a bunch of blackbirds refused to move from a town, and nobody laughed. And then we see a tomato rise up and kill somebody. And it is the best, funniest damn thing in the world. And yes, this is a series of movies.
Yes, that's what I want to talk about. Is I'm very familiar with Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and Return of the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes in the theme song and the cartoon that was out for a while. Did you ever watch the cartoon?
That was like the weirdest sequitur. That was in the time when everyone tried to make every series, including like Ghostbusters and Men in Black. And admittedly, those two, out of many others, were actually pretty dope. But not everything was great.
This had the Toxic Avenger effect, where it's like, why is this movie getting so much publicity? And it's just, they marketed the hell out of it. It was very well advertised, these movies back in the day. So they had carte blanche to pretty much go for whatever. And it was just tongue in cheek enough so kids can get a good laugh out of it, right?
Hmm. And honestly, this was just, God, people dying from freaking just drinking bad tomato juice. Some poor kid gets eaten by a tomato. And then you have just the worst just set of people coming in here to try to take control of the entire situation. Like a group of scientists and bumbling officers in the army who just like, there's a table scene, which is hilarious because they just argue about who gets to sit at the table in what direction. And they start crawling over each other like idiots, like freaking 12-year-olds. And I just sit there laughing like, oh my God, I love this. This is just the best possible thing. There's a dance number. The army starts doing a dance number against tomatoes.
Dude, that reminds me of Doctor Strangelove, you know, the war room scene.
Oh God, yes.
You know what I mean? I love this movie because it never takes itself seriously, not even once.
And that is the best thing about it. And God, I haven't seen the sequels in so long. I forget all about the sequels, honestly. But I remember like the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes came on TV a few times, and I watched that because it was just hilarious. There's nothing bad about it at all.
The theme song, man, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I would sing that all the time, and I didn't even know why.
And then they have like the freaking final scene is them in a stadium as Puberty Love starts playing.
Such a straight. This is not a trauma, right? This isn't a trauma, right? I don't remember it being a trauma, but it's very trauma-ish, right? It's very trauma-like.
I would agree.
Not enough sex and violence, though. It's not crazy.
No, that's actually very fair. Not enough sex, not enough violence, but God, is it good? Just peak camp.
Giant bus-sized tomatoes running over people.
I always confused this. Like, I always thought this movie as a kid was called Attack of the Killer Tomatoes from Space, because I always confused this movie somehow with Attack of the Killer Clowns from Space.
Oh, that's one we have to do at some point.
Oh man, that's a stupid ass movie.
Godlike movie. I always confused this movie with Critters as a kid. Remember Critters?
Really?
Yeah, because of the rolling thing. Always in my brain as a kid.
Oh, I can see that. Or like the Langoliers, maybe even.
Exactly, because all that kind of meshed it together in my brain. So when I was a kid, I was scared of critters because they were like these little demon, chinchillas. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So whenever I saw Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and I saw the tomatoes rolling down the street, I had like PTSD flashbacks of critters, and I would just run away. And then I hear the theme song, and I was right back in. You know what I mean? So it was a weird kind of toe into the waters into kind of goofy camp horror, you know. Man,
it's like it's such low psychopomp fun that it's just good for anybody. Like, there's nothing wrong with this movie. That's nothing scary. This is like a movie to introduce kids to get them interested in some kind of horror, if not just like parody movies in themselves.
Right. You know, this is the perfect kid introducer, even now, because this movie does have a bit of a timeless feel to it, doesn't it?
Oh, heck yes. It's just perfect.
It's so silly, right? You know, it's like, oh, I hate tomatoes. You're really going to hate them now. Check this out. And you see child endangerment and, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, freaking tomato, people dying from drinking tomato juice.
Yeah, so that's one of the first scenes. Oh, Jesus. I fucking love it.
I love it. So is this a high recommend for you, Austin?
I mean, honestly, this is like not really high grade intelligence movie stuff, but I would definitely 100% recommend.
100%. This is a fun movie night. Let's grab a pizza. Let's order some beers, and let's just
exactly
have a good ass time.
Yeah, this is a bad movie night.
Bad movie night. And with that, let's segue over to what I watched. Directed by Larry Cohen, the guy who directed infamous Phone Book. Remember that movie? Phone Booth, rather.
Oh, Phone Booth was amazing.
Yeah, he directed Phone Booth. He directed It's Alive with the Killer Baby.
Oh, I have not seen that one, but okay.
Yeah, it's a movie about a woman gives birth and the baby's like a little ghoul monster and it kills everyone in the operating room.
That is the stupidest. Oh my God.
So she's like, what does my baby look like? And the baby like runs into the vents like the alien duck.
It's like a really bad level of Splice.
Dude, it's just Splice. It's this kooky looking thing that just runs and jumps off vert and just eats your throat and runs away. Anywho, today we're talking about The Stuff from 1985. And this movie I watched it again. I watched it years ago, but what this movie's premise is that there's this new food craze that's hit the nation. Everyone loves the stuff. No one knows what it is, but it is so delicious. It's being marketed as like this next dietary supplement, like when humans figured out how to make yogurt. You know what I mean? Like this is the next best thing, right? But there's something very nefarious and very mysterious about the stuff because no one really knows what it's made of. No one knows where it comes from. And everyone who actually approved it on the FDA is either retired or died.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
So this movie is very interesting because it has an A and B plot that kind of mesh together toward the end. So the A plot is we have a character who is a former FBI spy who is now pretty much a kind of a saboteur for major global companies. He goes in, he infiltrates, he steals information and either blackmails or destroys that company. And Big Ice Cream, like, you know what I mean? Like
Big Ice Cream?
Big Ice Cream comes in and hires him to say, no, first of all, we need to know what the hell the stuff is so we can make some too. And B, we want you to cripple their infrastructure. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go and sabotage this stuff company and see exactly what's going on. So Big Ice Cream and all these like devious, businessmen in suits are all being like, have this evil cabal of dessert because the stuff apparently is just taking over all food, all products, right? It's that bomb. It tastes that good. And the B plot is this little boy in middle of nowhere America. His family has the stuff in the fridge. He wakes up one night and checks out what's in the fridge. The stuff is spilt over and tries to escape the actual fridge. It's moving.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
And the kid is like, what? And his dad wakes up and scares him. And he goes back and the stuff put itself back into the container like nothing happened. So the kid.
This feels like a Goosebumps novel.
It really is. It's so fun. It's so funky. I love this movie because.
When did you say it came out?
1985.
Oh, man. That's. Okay, then that's perfect, I guess.
Yeah, right up 1985, man. And this movie has weird jump cuts to commercials advertising the stuff, kind of like RoboCop, where it's like out of nowhere the action stops and it's like, once you get a cup of the stuff, you'll never have enough. And it's like all these famous people talking about how much they love the stuff and dance numbers and photo shoots. And the movie is advertising the stuff to you the whole time you're watching it. So as you're watching it, you're kind of wondering like, what can it taste like? What must it taste like? Right. And, you know, but what the actual ticker is that the stuff is a bioorganism that infiltrates its host by being sweet. So once you eat it, you eat enough, you can't stop eating it once you've had it, like heroin or some shit, right?
Oh God. Okay. Yeah.
And it starts to eat you, as you're eating it, it starts to eat you from the inside out.
Do you become the stuff in the end?
Yes, you expand. You expand to become the stuff. So there are scenes where the stuff sneaks into someone's bed and just shoots out at a geyser of stuff. Like, think, Johnny Depp's blood scene in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh my God. I'm looking at stuff. Why is this guy's like distended jaw?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This movie's insane, dude. So the stuff starts to mess with you on a biological level, and it starts messing with your DNA. So there's scenes where people's jaws drop like in a cartoon and stuff just shoots out at them at people. And it like pops through the back of their heads, and because it's eating you from the inside out, you're hollow like a vampire. So there's scenes where people just grab someone's jaw and just rip it off because the stuff is eating all the calcium and drained away all the bone and cartilage and shit, dude. It's freaking crazy. It has, what's his name? Morris from Saturday Night Live. And it also is a play on kind of like how as people, we eat stuff that kills us all the time.
Yeah.
Like sugar, right? Sugar is the biggest drug in the country. You know, forget marijuana, forget cocaine. It's sugar. Everyone's addicted, and it's in everything. Right? There's nothing you can do about it. It's just woven into our nutritional, values, and it's all run by corporations. So this movie, I don't want to spoil like what the stuff is or, where it comes from, all that stuff. Because that's half the story, but it's really fun. It's a really fun movie. It's really hilarious at parts where you see this kid just run into a grocery store and just start wrecking all the stuff advertisements, like ripping it off walls. And it's just really, and it has a whole kind of weird brainwashing effect too. So if you eat too much of the stuff starts to control you mentally. You start acting weird. It's crazy. It's almost, it's a weird kind of mix of the Blob and Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh my God, that sounds horrifying.
It's great. I love it.
The Blob actually terrified me as a kid. I remember that much.
Me too. The Blob jacked me up, especially the 80s version. The 80s version was all bloody and shit.
Yeah.
So, like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, this is a bit more. This is a bit more on the serious side, but this is another movie that never takes itself seriously. There's a scene where the military go and try to stop the stuff, and it looks like everyone who worked at the stuff factory committed ritual suicide, but it was just the stuff. But it was just the stuff leaving their body and congruing into a giant stuff that just wipes out their forces, dog. It's all just yogurt, shaving cream.
It just looks like yogurt.
Yeah, it's just.
I'm looking at like stills. This looks like just fucking yogurt.
Yeah, it's a problem, dude. In the way this movie has the most hilarious ending in the world. I wish I could talk about it. It's so dumb. It evolves to such stupid stuff. So no pun intended. So I highly recommend the stuff. It's a fun little blast. It's a slice of 80s goodness. Has some familiar faces you may recognize. It is a good satire on, the Food and Drug Administration and just how lenient they can be when it comes to making money. And they really don't care where they get this stuff from, as long as it makes them money. And the repercussions could be to hell. You know what I mean? So, the high recommend if you want to have a food double feature, food fight.
That's like, damn, that sounds like, I love satire movies that make fun of like industry and stuff, like Velvet Buzzsaw. You ever see that one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Man, that movie is a fucking treat because it's just like, art is bullshit.
At the end of the day, art, like any other business, is bullshit, and they really don't care what you think. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like what the stuff is. It's like, the people who are making our food don't really care if it's nutritional or not. They just want you to buy it.
Yeah.
They don't care how it affects you or how much you eat of it. They don't care about moderation. Screw moderation. Keep buying it. Right?
Gotta get more coffee, people.
I need my coffee. And it's kind of like that. It's like, I need my stuff, man. There's a part where the lady's like, I'm so hungry. You get hungry if you don't eat the stuff after an hour or two. I'm like, what? What is this? He's like,
Jesus.
It's like looking like Tyrone Bingham's. Got any more of that stuff?
Oh, by the way, Dave Chappelle's show's coming back to Netflix for a bit.
Yep, he got his name back. He's super hype.
Yeah, good, because he deserved it.
Man, they screwed him on that one. Anywho, yeah, I think this would be an awesome double feature. Even this film is very child friendly. There's no blood. Because there's no blood because your blood instantly becomes stuff. So it balances out. God,
that's so good. That's also horrible to think about, but so good.
Yeah, the military shot a dude and the dude bled stuff. And the sergeant was like, I've been in Nam and I've seen some crazy stuff, but this is out of control. He was just like, this is disgusting.
Yeah, it legitimately sounds like it is. Jesus Christ.
This movie's a trip, dude. I recommend you watch it, man. I think you'll get a kick out of it.
I'm a little squeaked out by body horror, so
it's body horror. It's body
that.
modification. It's child endangerment. It gets weird.
I don't care about kids.
Oh, fuck them kids.
No, let's not do that.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, it's a ride. It's not, I was going to pick Society, which is extreme body horror, but that doesn't go with Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. And that would be a weird movie night. So
also, it's just legitimately horrifying.
Yeah, that movie's out of control. That director wants to hurt people mentally. But the stuff just wants to wants to have fun, throw some goop around and actually give a little bit of message about be more mindful of what you put in your body, because it's not all good.
No, it's not. That's why I only ever eat meat, because vegetables are for cows.
That's why I only eat vegetables, because meat comes from my animal brethren.
I'm going to eat you.
Fair enough. But then you become
baby back, ribs.
At Mikey's Baby Back Rib.
Gives you bad eyesight.
Now you are black.
God, I didn't go that far. Jesus.
No, man. It's like a were-Michael. If I bite you, every full moon, dog.
I don't think I can do that. I don't think that's how it works.
Well, that's how it works, dog.
I think that's cultural appropriation in some fashion.
It really is, but as long as you put a mask on, no one knows it's you, dog.
I'm not sure about that. Let's not talk about this, please.
Back away, not today. So this is something we're going to be doing because there's just a well of films on Arrow Video. It's just so many. It's ridiculous, and they're growing up daily. So I would say once a month, every once in a while, we're going to be doing these matinees. Yeah. Well, we'll pick a movie, or we'll each pick a movie that complement each other, and we'll set you up for a great movie night. These two movies back to back, I promise you're going to have a good time. Any order doesn't matter. And I hope you enjoyed it. Austin, are you excited to dive back into the well of Arrow Video to see what our next kind of concoction is going to be, our cocktail of films?
Hell yes, I am. I mean, God, Arrow Video's treated me well, so why wouldn't I?
Hell yeah. So, any last thoughts, Austin, before we close this bad boy out?
No. I enjoyed these. I look forward to the next one. I'm going to go enjoy myself on Valentine's Day, so yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and order me a giant heart-shaped pizza on Singles Awareness Day and jump into the plugs.
Don't appropriate my holiday.
My holiday. I'm in love today.
Exactly.
Damn it. If you like this content and you want more, check out our website at mastersofthenerdversecast.com. We have all of our episodes archived. We have links to our shop where if you want to buy gear, you want to buy MOTN clothes, you can definitely do so. Rock it with respect. If you want to check us out online, we are on Twitter at mnerdiverse, where we do polls. We communicate with the podcast community. And that's a good place where you can find out what episodes have been put out and kind of get a good idea of our schedule, our lack thereof. And if this is your very first time listening to our content, I would like to be the first to say thank you and to welcome you to the Nerdiverse. I'm, of course, being your host, Mike G.
And I'm your also host, Austin.
And we will always ask you to show up to the movies. We'll see you at the movies.